in Oregon City. I remember an older gentleman, cantankerous old guy, kept a 22 by his front door, no family, daughter, son, wife, and he told his church, when I die, I'm going to pass on my property to you. It was worth $12 million. Some bottom land up in Oregon City in his home. Well, prior to his dying, he contracted with a neighbor, this guy down the street. This owner elderly gentleman, got to the point where health issues prevented him from farming. So they drew up a contract, and this guy would plow and plant wheat or corn or whatever, and they would each year sign this contract. I'm going to use your equipment. I'm going to pay you this much, and on and on. So the guy passes, and the church assumed they were going to get the property, but this well shows up. And what it was a contract, essentially, for farming this man's land, but there was a paragraph inserted on one page that said, if this elderly gentleman passed away, then I would get your property. And that's the way that contract was signed, purportedly, by both parties. So the church asked if I would examine the document, and I looked at the language on that page, and I first determined that that specific page was printed on an inkjet printer. And that was page 7, having the relevant language. Pages 1 through 6 and 8 through 12 of the will were all printed with toner technology. And looking further, there was a subtle difference in the font used for that page compared to the others. And additionally, when I examined the paper, the optic brightness of that page was different than all the other pages. So that was clear that that specific page came from a different paper stock. And finally, that specific page had 1 staple hole, and all the others had 5. So it was clear the original contract had been stapled, unstapled, restapled, etc. That page was replaced, and then 1 final staple. So that was a fun case to testify to in court and show the court the different reasons for my opinion that it was fabricated.